It's like a pimp who was in the next room, and he said, "Who you on the phone with there, girl?" You know, I mean, well, the Sabbath. No, I mean, the Sabbath
But
is
slowing down and saying that we're not
I know,
going to toil for a day.
but do you need, why would you need a religion to get to that? Why would you need a religion to, hey, let's not kill each other?
Well, hey, wait a minute. Somebody needs to buy Bill Maher a history book. Why does humanity need a law saying not to murder each other? Well, maybe because of all the murdering going on. Welcome to another reaction video. Today, we're going to be reacting to an interaction between Bill Maher and Charlie Kirk. So here we go.
Misnomer about atheism is that we say, oh, there's no God. No, we just say we don't know. As Richard Dawkins always says, there's theism, which is belief in gods, and they used to believe in many, and then it got to one, and we just believe in one less. So there's just not
How would you
That's not quite accurate. It's not that we believe in one less. Atheism proper makes a claim that there is no God, there are no gods. It's not that I just happen to believe in 16 as opposed to 17, because the threshold between 1 and 0 is a major divide. They're going to get to this in a minute, but there is a difference between dogmatic agnosticism, I don't know that there's a God and I cannot know, and atheism, which is I do know that there is no God.
differentiate that from agnosticism?
There isn't.
Okay.
That's another thing that's bull.
I don't.
Well, there is. There is the dogmatic atheist that says there is no God, and I know that. And the agnostic says, I don't know that there is a God, and I also am willing to make a claim that you don't know that there's a God. More about that in a minute.
Just
No,
asking
I'm
a
just
good
saying,
faith question.
No, I think a lot of atheists think that. A lot of people on my team with this, they have that view that, don't split hairs with the atheists and the agnostics. It's like, we're on some part of, I don't know, and I'll never know, so I really don't think about it a lot.
So there's something embedded in that I don't know and I'll never know. There are three kinds of agnostics. There's the agnostic who says, I don't know and I don't care, which I call the frat boy agnosticism. He's got a kegger this weekend. He's chasing girls. He doesn't care. For him, we ought to use the Latin word for agnostic, which would be ignoramus. Then at the other end would be the seeker. I don't know. I wish I did know. Can somebody tell me? And the good news there is Jesus said, seek and you'll find, knock and the door will be opened, ask and it will be given to you. So the seeking agnostic is going to be rewarded with knowledge of God. And of course, that can't begin, since no one seeks after God, that can't start unless God has already started the process of calling a person. But the dogmatic agnostic is doing something different. He says, I don't know, you don't know, nobody can know. But notice he's saying, I know nothing about God, but I do know that if he exists, he cannot communicate with us. Well, that's a stupendous claim about what God can and cannot do. What Sunday school did you learn this in? I don't know, you don't know. All right, that's agnosticism. But nobody can know. That's dogma. That's a thin veneer over atheism. Nobody can know means that if there is a God, he is the kind of being who cannot communicate. Come on.
I don't get up for church. I try to be a good person because
Whatever that is.
I just think intrinsically it's good for society. It's good for me to be a good person as much as I can. And I don't need the threat of the pitchfork in the ass to do it.
Can I ask a question? So how do you think, even as an atheist, the Ten Commandments, the right side of the Ten Commandments is a good place to
The
start?
right side.
Well, because the left side, I think you'd have a big problem, right?
I have a problem with 8 of the 10 because only 2 of them are laws.
You got a problem with 8 of the 10.
2 of them are laws. Only 2.
What do you mean?
Don't kill
And don't steal. Okay.
and don't steal.
What about don't commit adultery? What about don't, what?
Sure.
Like, I mean, this idea that God is this.
But you're good with those 2.
Like
obviously.
the first 4 are just jealous God. It's just like You know what?
No,
God,
honoring your parents is not jealous
like
God stuff.
God's like a pimp who was in the next room, and he said, "Who you on the phone with there, girl?" You know, I mean,
But I mean,
I guess I'm testing
well, hold
them.
on. But no, it's again, I'm not
All right.
offendable on this, but I think you could. I know you made fun of it in Religulous, but there's something beautiful about not working for a day.
Oh,
You know what I
oh,
mean? Like
day.
honoring the Sabbath.
Oh, a week is even better.
But like,
Well, the Sabbath. No, I mean the Sabbath
but
is
slowing down and saying that we're not
I know,
going to toil for a day.
but
I really like the fact that Charlie Kirk went to the Sabbath. That was a good move. Good move, Charlie.
why would you need a religion to get to that? Why would you need a religion to, hey, let's not kill each other?
Well, hey, wait a minute. Somebody needs to buy Bill Maher a history book. Why does humanity need a law saying not to murder each other? Well, maybe because of all the murdering going on. It's hard to maintain that we don't need a command prohibiting murder when the bodies keep piling up. Right? Good grief. The communists killed in the 20th century 100 million people. Do you think they needed a prohibition from heaven saying do not murder? It appears to me that they did.
And take a day off. Like, again, I don't need a threat or a carrot for that.
When Pharaoh was building the pyramids, I think maybe he needed a law telling him to give the slaves a day off. Huh?
It's just so intrinsic. It's
Intrinsic. Intrinsic to what? What are we? According to Bill Maher, what are we? We are meat, bones, and protoplasm. We are a collection of chemicals, and our thoughts, our beliefs, are simply the epiphenomena of what these chemicals do at this temperature and under this kind of pressure. They don't have any. They don't relate to anything at all. So, what do you mean intrinsic? If I had a cauldron of various chemicals boiling on a stove, would I pay any attention to whatever intrinsic ethical system my cauldron came up with?
sort of reminds me of the beginning of the Declaration of
but
Independence.
if it's
Endowed by the Creator. Oh no, maybe he was thinking of a different part.
intrinsic, then why is it that a lot of countries that don't have Christianity struggle to come to these realizations?
Yeah.